dares to soar, planting knowledge like a seed. With patience and kindness, he shows the way, turning clouds of confusion into a sunny day. He's got the wisdom of the real world skies, guiding us higher, helping us realize that flying's not just a dream in the blue. With Forder by your side, you can make it true. Fly with Forder where the knowledge flows, through the winds of wisdom where the passion shows. He's the captain of kindness, the teacher we need, helping every simmer take off and succeed. He speaks in calm tones, steady, clear, breaking down the lessons, erasing the fear. From takeoff to landing, he covers it all. In his virtual cockpit, you'll never feel small. A community's heart, a mentor, a friend. He'll stick by your side till the lessons end. It's more than a game, it's the art of the air. And with Forder's guidance, you'll always get there. Fly with Forder where the knowledge flows, through the winds of wisdom where the passion shows. He's the captain of kindness, the teacher we need, helping every simmer take off and succeed. From the first cold start to a perfect glide, Forder's dedication is our joy and pride. In every stream there's magic to find, a passion for flying and a heart so kind. Fly with Forder where the knowledge flows, through the winds of wisdom where the passion shows. He's the captain of kindness, the teacher we need, helping every simmer take off and succeed. So here's the Forder, our guide in the air, a pilot of patience with a heart that cares. With every new lesson, our dreams take flight. Flying with Forder, we reach new heights.
Hey, good evening, everyone. How's it going? Is the sound coming through? Looks like it is. We're good. And welcome, everybody. This is our Thursday evening cockpit chatter. Hi, Andrew. How's it going?
Not too bad. Good evening, everybody. Where are we here?
Dave Mary says to Efficient. Good hooking up again. Hey, greetings. Yeah, greetings, Efficient. How's it going? And yeah, both our videos are on. Both are, yep. So I updated my OBS because I did have that crash the other day, you guys, on a Saturday. On a Saturday, I think it was last Saturday, it just abruptly ended. It said, your OBS has crashed. I'd never had that before. And a new update came through recently, and I said, let's do it. And then tonight, before we went live, Andrew and I realized that none of my audio channels were set up. Always something new in live broadcasting. So welcome everybody to our Thursday evening live broadcast called the Thursday Cockpit Chatter. And this is not a lesson tonight. This is usually catching up on software, hardware, aviation news. And that's what we're doing tonight. And let's see, letting your low viewer average drop off. Yeah, don't do that. Just keep going. Yeah, lots of people know you. Right? There's the registration link in chat from SRAP. Thanks for that. And we can move that over to YouTube also. We're simultaneously broadcasting on YouTube. And we want to include that crowd also because they're interested in what we do. So that's cool. So everybody say hi to YouTube chat. And there's all this action happening on Twitch chat because we've been doing this for years. And then you can also be included in that if you wish. The nice thing about YouTube chat is we have a bunch of shortcuts set up, like ! flight plan. We haven't, or I haven't specifically figured that out yet for YouTube, so I'm going to have to figure out how to make those shortcuts happen also, because they're really handy, that's for sure. Every Saturday when we fly, 9 a.m. Eastern, we use route, ! route, R-O-U-T-E, for those who can't put a flight plan in. And for those who can put a flight plan in, we do ! flight plan. Just like tonight, there'll be ! flight plan for our landing competition, Lake Parker approach, if you'd like to have that. All right, and then we'll also post the link over there on YouTube for you guys also. And you know, the good thing about the flight plan is you could do autopilot the first few times to figure it out. You might even do autopilot during the event. There's nobody that can check whether you're using it or not. And it just makes things more precise, that's for sure, for your approach. The landing part you just have to do yourself, and that's where the skill comes in. We're going to be doing that tonight. We'll practice tonight. We'll call it a practice night. I also want to see, I'll be taking a look at the registration form to see how many people have registered as volunteers, as judges or spotters. Typically that ends up being Andrew and I and anyone else who wants to join in and help out. We're going to be there looking at the spot as you land and decide whether you get full points or not. So we want to practice that tonight too, so that it's not something new on Saturday for some of you who are going to volunteer. All right. So let me just fill you in on a little bit first, and then we'll ask Andrew about something new. I think something's going to happen because of beta users, and I think there's other news that we want to talk about with Say Intentions. So let me just start with this first, you guys. For those who weren't here Tuesday for our prep session, the poster you see behind me here is the registration link. You can just use that where you see the register. Let me just pull the dotted lines off of the thing. This is the registration for this Saturday at noon Eastern time. And Andrew can tell us what that is in GMT. I think it's 5 hours later, which makes it real easy, doesn't it, Andrew? Because then it would probably be 5 p.m., right?
Noon your time?
Noon my time.
Yeah, so that's one my time, so that is 1300 plus 4 is 1700, so 1700 Zulu.
1700 Zulu and 1700 and 5 p.m. GMT, you guys. That's when the event happens. Now, before that is our normal group fly, 9 a.m. Eastern, 3 hours before that. We'll have our normal group fly if you want to join in for that too. That's this Saturday. So lots going on. We're going to broadcast on both platforms, so you'll see that when it happens. And hey, it's going to be lots of fun. Womby's in the house. Thanks for your resub, Womby. It's great, man. 44 months. I can't even count that high. You've been with us. I really appreciate it. And hopefully, sooner or later, Womby's going to lead us on a Tuesday night lesson again. And whatever topic he wants. But maybe we'll revisit the famous jet that he helped us with. And we might even do something else. You never know. I'm just hoping he'll jump in. Let's see. Supertide said he just finished sharing Ionize or Innie's second A350 trailer. Yep. So that's he mentioned that link earlier in chat when we were first starting up, and that's something for the I was going to say YouTubers, for the tube liner group, those who love flying tube liners, we'll call them, and that's something that people are probably excited about. I say probably. I haven't met anybody yet, but I'm sure they will. Yeah, Dane Simer says revisiting the CJ4 would be great. Absolutely, in the new sim, see how it feels. A lot of you notice that since the new sim came out, I haven't been doing new airplanes yet. I want to make sure the flight dynamics are stable. I want to make sure that the planes themselves are functional. And as you know, it's been a bumpy start for this sim, you guys. So I haven't done new aircraft in the new sim yet, but that could change. It could even change this Tuesday. I still don't have a topic for this Tuesday. I'm still looking at people's suggestions on what's going to happen this Tuesday's lesson. If you have an idea what you'd like to see happen, by all means, let me know here in chat right now or even in Discord. Give me ideas on Tuesday lessons, whether it be a basic flying function, whether it be handling helicopters, whether it be an airplane that you want to learn to fly. Certainly in career mode, there are plenty of airplanes there that most people don't know how to fly. They're surprised when things break or things don't work or they land hard. They don't really know the plane. They got it. They've got the career to do it, but they don't really know what to do with it. So, you know, certainly make suggestions there also, everybody. It might even be a basic helicopter handling session, how to map it, how to fly it. Could be simple as that on Tuesday as my fallback for this Tuesday, all right, coming up. And we'll see, you guys, if we can all collectively talk Wombi into coming and doing his CJ4 again. We still have the overlay. We still have the original presentation PDF. You know, it wouldn't be that hard to do. We just have to find a time slot where Wombi isn't overworked, right? Because, you know, Mr. Legendary Programmer and Developer is always busy with good stuff, that's for sure. Okay, let me also mention now about something that's coming up, you guys. Speaking of the release of the sim, I want to mention this. I'm allowed to talk about it now. It's out for release, and that's something that's going to happen. Here's the link here. I haven't even made a shortcut yet, so I'm going to copy that and paste it into both chat areas. Right. Maybe over here. No, not there. 1 second. I have it right here. I just have the wrong screens up. Right here. I did have your chat in front of my face, but there we go. All right. That's what you're seeing on the screen, and right now it's just a still image. This is going to happen. It's a scheduled event for March 1st. If you can see that behind me here, March 1st. And this is hosted, this is the Flight Sim Expo and Flight Sim Association YouTube website. And this is going to be a live session that I'm hosting. Actually, Flight Sim Association is hosting. I'm the moderator for the session. And we'll be having a few streamers and YouTubers in there talking about the sim. Now, they did a session like this after launch. Or no, it was before launch. And they were asking simmers and content creators like me, they were asking us what to expect and what we're looking forward to. That was part 1 back in early November before it got released. Now this is part 2 where the sim has been released and now we start talking about it. And when we say talking about it, now we're going to talk about things to do with it. All right, so quick recap style video, you know, recapping about, you know, play at the start of the stream, and then at the end we'll talk about each of the persons who are involved, and we'll just see what they think about it. Now there are some pre-selected questions, but there's also Q&A from the audience, right? So that'll be great. Blue Games will be there. I'll be there. FS Elite will be there. Heli Simmer will be there, and it'll be a lot of fun. And it'll be, of course, Evan, who is the co-founder of the Flight Sim Association, will be the host, and he'll do the introduction. So this will be happening on March 1st. You'll see that right here on the page somewhere in here. It mentions, maybe it doesn't show the date, but it should be in here somewhere. And the real question in here, it says, but, you know, were they right? Join us live as we look back on what they said in November and then get updated takes on where the sim is today. So this ought to be interesting, right? And you can see each of the people who will be here. All right, and you can see that they're the same ones that were there back in November, and it was a great session on what was happening there. I think back in November it was moderated by Two Tone. I think he's got a scheduled event that day and he can't do it, so I'm certainly willing to go jump in and help with that. So that's coming up on March 1st, you guys. And if you take a look at your calendar, this is the short month, right? This is the 20th today. March 1st is a week this Saturday. So this Saturday is our landing event. Next Saturday, we're also broadcasting this after our group fly, of course. That'll be on the 1st. So we got stuff going on.
And
is pretty cool.
Jeff just subbed.
Jeff resubbed. Hey, he's back again. Hey, you've been coming back regularly again. That's great, Jeff. Good to see you again. Glad you're here. And Super Ty says, I might lurk in that vid. Oh boy, yeah. Come lurk with us. Come lurk with us. There's a new expression. Okay, I'll leave that in the background now. And we'll talk now about what's going on with our landing competition. So tonight we're going to be practicing. And I haven't started the sim up yet, you guys. It's still my desktop back there. Because Say Intentions is doing an update to their client. And I haven't started the client yet. And I want to mention why Brian and his team at Say Intentions have been working overtime to make sure that we have the dot. And it's ready to go now. I'm going to start up Say Intentions, right? And we're going to click New Flight. Now let me just say what happens here, you guys. Say Intentions are involved in making the dots for our competition. As some of you may know, or that you heard on Tuesday, there are 2 dots on a taxiway. That's where we're landing, and that's where they are in real life. Starting April 1st, all aircraft coming in, and there'll be a stream of them, thousands of them, coming in for the expo on a daily basis. They'll be coming in on the Lake Parker approach, which is what we're going to do tonight, and we did it Tuesday. And then they're going to be directed to one of the colored dots on the taxiway, which will be an active runway for the event. That's pretty cool. And it's very similar to what they do at Oshkosh, for those of you who have been there before. I saw in chat one of you have been there before. I think it was you, Efficient, had been there before. And it's a similar event where we get to test our skill. First, our knowledge of the approach, and then secondly, our skill at actually landing on the dot. Now, in our case, just so you guys know, in our case, we are judging your landing on whether you put your main wheels right on the dot as you land without bouncing. That's the hard part. That's the skill part. In real life, that dot is just your threshold. You land on or after the dot. It just gets you further down the runway. That's the purpose of it, so that you can land more than one plane. So they could put one plane on the farthest dot, they could put another plane at the threshold of the runway, and that way they can put 2 planes down at the same time, sequence them in, because they just come in just, one behind the other. Unbelievable conga line.
So Super Ty, what you're saying is there were a bunch of people on Mr. Murphy's channel that don't know anything about Say Intentions? Because if you don't, if you think
2 people were claiming Say Intentions was copying beyond ATC. One of them got banned. No, you guys, they were working on this. I just want to give you guys an idea how this worked. Brian is the co-founder, and he actually is the founder and the main dev for this. The team has now grown quite a bit. The original thought was his dad, Brian's dad, said, I can't do Pilot Edge. I mean, a lot of us had Pilot Edge. You can't do Pilot Edge. It's not the hours that I'm available, and it's only on the Pacific Coast. And Brian was already a developer, and he's already doing stuff. And he said, I wonder how hard it can be to use ChatGPT for this. And he started tinkering, and he thought, this is his quote, you guys. And I remember back then when he first started, he said, I thought at the time, how hard can it be? I'll spend a weekend and make something happen for him. That's how it started. He just spent a weekend to see what he could do with ChatGPT, and he knew what to do with ChatGPT. He had just never done it for air traffic control. And that's how it started. And he put together the rudiments and the starting point, and the product grew from there. And he's been working on it since, to the point where he could actually come to FS Expo and give us ATC, in the cloud using ChatGPT. And you guys, you might even see other products coming up because of it too. One of the cool things about it, you guys, is full IFR, front to back, start to finish, and full VFR, front to finish. I mean, can all the products even say that? So, there's things that they're doing now, and tons more features that others don't have either. So they not only brought it up to a standard that all pilots can use it, but they took it with, let's throw in, all of the things they have, like a mentor that helps you. You can ask about anything, and the mentor will help you with it. you know, a tour guide. Ask the tour guide to, you know, have a tour guide while you're flying around. They'll tell you about the area. I mean, all of these really cool features that they're adding in there and innovating on a monthly basis. So this is one of the reasons I'm behind them so far. Quite honestly, I was looking at Beyond ATC and they weren't there yet. Long before Say Intentions was already there. And it's like Say Intentions just caught up and went past just on their own, and it wasn't even in competition. And so what the part that they do have to compete with, of course, is price, right? Any product that can do something similar, they've got to make sure that the pricing is a competitive thing, right? So that's just giving you guys an idea about that. So eFishing has a question: as a newer MSFS player, what would you recommend for third-party applications like VATSIM, Say Intentions, etc.? Doesn't have to be ATC related, but could include like SimBrief, etc. That could help newer players. So I do lots of this on Thursday nights, and we can open it up for everybody tonight to actually say some suggestions, because a lot of us have been doing this a long time, to help eFishing out, and also to help anyone else who's also a newbie and wants to know what other software should we be getting, right? Go ahead, Andrew.
Just in reference to the efficiencies quote, my first suggestion, MSFS add-on linker.
Add-on linker. Good first suggestion. I like that.
Yep.
Yep. Good first suggestion. Yep. And
it's not super complicated. If you're just learning, you don't really need things like SimBrief or VATSIM or Say Intentions. They just make things complicated when you're trying to figure out the basics. But add-on linker makes some things a whole lot easier.
I'll just give them a quick preview of what that looks like once it pops up. I just started it, so it should pop up here in front of my face, but I don't see it. Okay, it's probably, oh, there it is. It's starting up right here on this screen. Now, you don't normally start it when the sim is running, because it's going to move things into your community folder. So, so we want to just see what that looks like. I'm not going to give you a whole lesson on it tonight, but you know, maybe this Tuesday should be a lesson on essentials for new simmers, because there's certainly lots of new simmers. Yeah, add-on linker. Yep, that's it.
Just give me 2 secs. I'll get you a link to it on .to.
And here it is in action right here. Sure. It's showing up on a screen somewhere. On a screen somewhere in your town. The add-on linker is there. It says it's running.
Thanks, Jeff.
I don't know. It's here somewhere. Let's go to here. Let's go to here.
Hey, Ace.
Nope, that's not it either. Well, that's great. I've got it running somewhere. That's the older one for the old sim. I have a newer one just for...
Yeah, the download for add-on linker has EXEs for both 2020 and 2024. So make sure you pick the right one if you're doing a shortcut.
It's not actually running. That was just my community folder. Okay. Isn't that interesting? I thought he started it. Okay, let me start it up.
Heisenberg, thank you for the sub. Heisenberg just resubbed for 6 months in advance. Nice.
Thank you. 6 months in advance. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that kind of sustained support, you guys. We do appreciate it, honestly. So, yeah, my add-on linker, my old add-on linker, I'm going to just start my newer one, because I have one just for 2024, you guys. And they do have 2 versions of it now.
Yep. Yes, and, both of them are included in the download from .to. So when you go to make a shortcut or run it, just make sure you pick the right one.
But that's fascinating, Andrew, because I see my old one right here. I had the new one right beside it, and I don't see it at all. So, yeah. But this gives you an idea what it does, you guys. As you pick things that you want from a separate folder, here's the essence of the whole thing. You have a separate drive, which is what we did to have a bigger drive, a separate drive, but at the very least a separate folder where you throw everything that you buy and everything that you download. And now add-on linker, you just select the ones you want to put in your community folder, and you say enable with a check mark. And it throws it into your real community folder, and it's a shortcut. It's really just a folder link. They're links, you guys. That's why it's called add-on linker. It's linking them, and to the sim, it looks like they're there. To the sim, it looks just like as if they live in there. And the nice thing is that if you decide you don't want something in there, you just unlink it instantly and then start up your sim. But don't forget that when you start the sim, it's reading all of this. So if you want to change things in here, the sim shouldn't be running like it isn't for mine right now. And then you enable or disable or enable new things you just installed and then start the sim. That's how it works. But it's like instant click, and I wanted to show you it. But these ones that have links are linked by the linker. These ones that are not linked are put in manually. So I wanted my Navigraph stuff to be in there manually until someday I throw it over into the other folder and link it. Same with the Parallel 42 stuff that's here. I copied it from my other community folder into this folder, but eventually I'll move it over. All right. So let me just start up on that same thought. Well, that's one piece of software that we're highly recommending, and that's a good one, Andrew. SimBrief, used a lot by tube-liners for complete flight planning. Used by us for GA for flight planning if you want. It works just fine. We don't have to use that. My suggestion next for new time simmers will be Little Nav Map. That's the second suggestion. All right.
Dane Simair just put that in.
Oh, he put that in there. Okay.
Little Nav Map, Navigraph for ATC, VATSIM, say intentions beyond ATC.
One of the three, or even two of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. One's a paid, one's a free. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. Jeff says, in an organized way by folders, not all one big collection of files in the community folder. Yep, and it's true.
You can specify in your add-on linker folder as complicated or as simple as you want to. So you can have a generic folder called airplanes and put all your airplanes in it, or you can have an airplane with subdirectories for small jets and big props and turbofans and stuff like that, or you can just however you want to do it.
So this is a separate drive. It's, I don't know how many gigs, it's big. And that way it doesn't clog your C drive, it doesn't clog your normal flight sim drive, and you can put as much as you want. I've got tons. I've probably 300 gigabytes of stuff over the years. And now for 24, I don't have that much in there, but I still got room for more. And you can see in here, these ones that are sitting here haven't been put in the proper folders yet, but they're there for now until I sit down and have myself a half an hour to go reorganize. But you can see I've got aircraft, scenery, and utilities. At the very least, you should have something similar to this. And in aircraft, if I go in there, you can see all the aircraft I do have for 24 so far. These are ones I've tested, put in there, and I need. I'm certainly going to be putting a lot more in when I can set aside another hour to test things, or 2 hours to test things from 2020, bring them in, ring them out, they work, I leave them in this folder. So right now this is a smaller folder setup because, and these are all the aircraft I have in here so far, because I already have a ton of aircraft in the new sim, and now I'm putting in some that I want. All right, like some of the ones that you're seeing here. So this is in the aircraft directory. Now, in my case, you'll notice that I've actually put in my folder structure. I've put in _aircraft, _scenery, and _utilities. And for those of you who are in the tech field and have worked in these areas, you'll understand that the underscore in the ASCII code is a smaller number than the rest of the alphabet, even before numbers. So it'll make them come to the top. And I want to see those at the top. I don't want to search through, as this builds, I don't want to search through to find my scenery folder in here somewhere. Scroll down to the S section and find my scenery folder. All my main folders stay at the top. And then I go in from there.
Efficiency, a lot of us have brought our 2020 flyers, and a lot of our airplanes work in 2024, so we have brought them over from our community folders. And the things that we had from the marketplace in 2020, some of those were automatically transferred over.
Right.
So.
Okay,
and some of them have been getting progressively getting updates to work better in 2024. A lot of the 2020 planes work pretty reasonable in 2024, but you don't have all the fancy things like the the reds and the walk around when you first load in and that kind of stuff. But
So here's my normal community folder. Matter of fact, let's go back and compare them properly here. We'll go into my linker here. Not the linker 24, but the linker. There's my normal for 2020 for years. And if you go into aircraft, look at them all. And I've got all of those organized too. So this is how big it can grow, you guys. This is my 2020 setup with the linker. All of this stuff, you don't have to read it. I'm scrolling it, but all this stuff, I even got subcategories with underscores. So all of this has been grown over the years because I'm a streamer. I also get stuff given to me by developers, and I'm always making lessons for different airplanes. So I have a huge setup here. There's the A2A one right there. And so it's huge for 2020, but I didn't just bring it all over because it could break the sim. I mean, 2024, not everything works. Depends on the developer and how good they are. And I can say that from a teaching point of view. I used to teach development. I used to teach programming. And I know there are sloppy programmers that just make things work and it seems to work fine. But later on, like in this case, we moved to a new sim and the sloppy programmers could have things breaking. So you don't just dump everything over and go, Microsoft said it'll all work, because that's what some people are doing. So you test things first, or you go to their website and you get their newest version, or you talk to the developers who make this stuff and bring them over one at a time. And that's what we've been doing here. You notice the Cows DA42 is in my new one. This is the new sim on the left. And you notice the Navion, the Dastardly, so all the stuff from Hangar Studios is here. SWS, the Vans 14 for 24. All this stuff is for 24 or tested. Super Decathlon stuff. You know, that's just aircraft plus all the aircraft that's already in the sim, right? In the scenery part of it, not much there that I have, but I do have some airports here, as you can see. KPAE, which we go to a lot. There's Oshkosh there, and there's Sporty's airport there too. So, you know, I don't have much in here, right? But I could come over here to airports. I could start looking through my scenery, airports specifically, and go, well, let's see, what do I really need? And will it work in 24? And then just grab them and move them over to this community folder and start up the sim. So I haven't done all of that. We'll see how it goes, right? It's a lot of work. But still, both of these are my source folders for the linker. And then the linker picks from here and puts them into my community folder. And that is cool. And at any one time, let's say your sim is crashing. At any one time with the linker, you can just say disable all, and your community folder is empty. You didn't lose them. You didn't delete them. They're not in your recycle bin. They're just not linked anymore, so they don't show up in your community folder. Now you've got a bare community folder to start the sim up. The sim works great. Okay, now I'll selectively put back my aircraft, my whole aircraft collection, and the sim works after that. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to put back all my scenery, and the sim works after that. Okay, it's one of my utilities. And so, you know, you can troubleshoot using the linker, because copying that amount of files back and forth would be nuts. The linker is just on, off, and it just, you can empty out your community folder in one little click. That's a really nice tool. Yeah. There are also good programmers who found ways to make cool things work that are not natively supported. Yeah, that's so true.
And the interesting thing with linker, because I haven't set one up for this one, but I don't have as much stuff. I actually have a profile called None. It literally loads nothing into my community folder.
Nice, yeah.
Without having to delete anything, I just say, okay, load None, and there's nothing in my community folder.
Now, I want to show you something, you guys. While we're on the topic of community folder, I'm going to come back to this community folder because I think that's where it's going to go. We are now going to load say intentions and put the dots into the scenery dynamically. That's what's going to happen, you guys. Now, this competition, we're going to practice tonight, and we're going to do the competition on Saturday. Say intentions has had their programmers working overtime to actually make the dots happen dynamically. All right, you'll have to have the Say Intentions client to do this. So I don't recommend you do it tonight, because your 24-hour free trial will run out tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, you go get the client if you'd like to have this for the competition. All of you who are competing will have to have this Say Intentions client, at least the free one for the 24 hours. All right. And so let me just say this. What it does now, this is really cool what it does, and we worked with Brian to find out how this actually works, is when you start up the Say Intentions client, it's going to put something into your community folder, which then puts the dots. The dots will show up. Now they can do this for any scenery. They can do this for any airport, They could put dots at any airport. We just have to specify where. And this is actually a very cool tool that they've just recently made happen for us for our event this Saturday. So let me just show you what happens now. Inside my community folder, now this is my Beta 1 original community folder. And because I still have the Beta 1 folder structure and Beta 1 still installed right now, all the programs are confused. Even my Flight Sim Builder launcher still wants to put stuff back into this original Beta 1 folder. So once I get rid of Beta 1 and I know it won't wreck my career mode, then I won't have any troubles. But for those of you, you only have one install of the sim. And so it'll go to the proper community folder. But right now it's going to go to this folder and I'm going to copy it over. All right, now what it is, if you take a look here under Say Intentions, S-A-Y up here, Say Intentions, this one here. Well, that's one of their liveries, but this one here, Fly-In Library, you notice it's the 20th, which is today. And you notice the Sim Objects Optional is today. And you can notice that I already have the linker linking them. Now this is for 2020. This folder structure is for 2020, or it's my Beta 1. I have to think about it, but you know, for me, I have a more complex setup than most people. So now, when we start up when we start up the Say Intentions client, which I'm going to do any second now, then we're going to see it put. Let me just go here to community. This is my new community folder for the Steam version, which is what I'm going to be using now, which is my premium deluxe version of the sim. And so in here is my structure already. Some of these have been put in manually for testing and some are already linked. But you'll notice there is a Say Intentions in here that I copied in right here, Sim Objects Optional on the 20th and the Fly-In Library on the 20th. These are the two folders that will get put into your community folder automatically. So we run Say Intentions first and we say New Flight, and that's when it does the injection. So don't do this after the sim's running, okay? Or you won't see the dots. I mean, the sim reads the community folder during startup, all right? And it won't have any effect afterwards. All right, so let's see what happens now. I'm guessing it's going to come back to my original community folder because that's what the variable is in my machine right now. And my guess is it'll update the Say Intentions files right here, and I'll just move them over. You don't have to move anything. You have just one install, you guys. So let's try that. Here's my Say Intentions right here and here. I'm just going to highlight those, and they're on the 20th. 4:58. That was just before the stream started. I tried it, but they have just updated the client while we were talking. All right, so let's try that. I'm going to go over here to my Say Intentions client. I'm going to click it, Say Intentions AI, and it's going to start up. Now, I don't think it'll write it while it's starting up. It'll probably write it while I say New Flight. So let's just have a quick look here. Move that over for a minute. And let's just do a refresh and just see what Say Intentions files look like. And it's something to see. I mean, it's nice that they shared this with us so that we understand. Yep, 5:58 p.m. So there it is now, the time it is right now. It just put these two new ones in there, 5:58, which is my time right now. I'm actually at 5:58. So these are my two new ones it put in there, and that'll be the new version of the dots. And because this is my Beta 1 community folder, I'm going to copy those and I'm going to bring them over to my Steam version, which how would it even know the difference, right? And you'll notice in here my Say Intentions here are the 20th at 5:08, and so these I'm just going to remove. You don't have to do any of this, you guys. It'll just happen. The magic will just happen. All right, I'm just going to paste what I have in memory, and you should see these two new ones show up. And then we'll see them in here. There they are, and it says 5:49, which is what I just did. That's our new version of the dots. So that's good to know, because all of you who are competing, you want the latest version of the dots. Start Say Intentions first, like I'm doing right now while I don't have the sim running. Start that up, and even say New Flight while you're here. All right, always say New Flight anyway. Anytime you start this thing or anytime you want to start a new flight, it's best to say New Flight. I'm not sure if it'll actually put a new one in or new files in, but we'll see what happens, right? It might, but it'll be the same files anyway. Back, this one here. Yep. That's the one. And it's probably wrote a new one in, but it's okay. It's the same files right now. Until there's another update, it's the same files. All right, hopefully I haven't made it too complicated for you. Yep, 7:05. There we go. 7:05 p.m. No, that's wrong. Okay, right here. 5:48. Okay, same one. Yep. All right, so now that we've got that set, we can start the sim. And let's go see how it works, you guys. I'm going to get the sim going while we talk about other things for the moment. Now, let's just go into other topics, because once we get into this, once we get into the competition stuff, then we'll probably stay in there till we quit, all right? Because we got about an hour, maybe an hour and a half to talk about the Sun and Fun preparation and to do some practicing, you guys. We're going to go see the dots as the sim comes up. So, Andrew, you were mentioning about something before the stream started. We should get all our news out before we jump into this again, all right? And we'll see what's happening. There was something there you were mentioning, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's got him laughing. What was it you guys did? That's great, seeing Andrew laugh like that.
If you're on the latest version of the Sim Update 1 beta,
Right.
you have access to the next famous flyer, the Cessna 185. The speculation is it's not complete, but you do have access to the aircraft. So if anybody wants to have a look at it and you're on beta 1, Womby, he's trying the 185 right now. Well, there you go then. So if you're interested in trying the 185, you can opt into the beta through the Xbox Insider app.
The windshield's annoying him. He's digging through the files to see what's going on. Efficient says, let's see those dots. Yeah. Jeff, totally lost. Driving me dotty. Driving me dotty. So you guys, I just did the summary in chat there. Before starting the sim, run the Say Intentions client. Same as that. As simple as that. It might even be an update. Wait till it settles. Wait till the update's done. And then you just start the sim. So start Say Intentions, start the sim. Every time, all right? And that's the bottom line. I have a more complicated setup. I got to move stuff over manually, right? So we're not going to go through the whole preparation thing. We're just going to go to, we did this on Tuesday, you guys. We're going to go to the NOTAM right here. This is what we're going to practice tonight. We're going to start with the flight plan, which is up here at an airport up north, then fly over the Fantasy of Flight, World's Greatest Collection Museum, and follow it. If you've got the flight plan in there, it'll take you over these areas. The VFR areas are racetrack. The next VFR area is the nuclear plant, the power plant. I don't know if it's nuclear. I think it's just a power plant over the north side of Lake Parker. Follow Highway 4 or Interstate 4, and then go south to the airport. And this is the airport where it has the taxiway, which is now a runway during the event, which has the dots on it. And this is what they've injected into the sim, you guys. So that's going to be a lot of fun. This was a presentation on Tuesday. If you want to go into it, we spent the whole session talking about the approach and what to do. I do want to remind you guys what the marking is, all right? And also encourage you to register. Anybody can try this, try your hand, and you can now test this ahead of time. For those of you who are using the free version of Say Intentions, don't get it until tomorrow evening, and then go practice. You'll have the dots, away you go. And if you already have the Say Intentions client and a subscription, then you can see them already. It'll update the client for you, and away you go. So you can practice ahead of time also. So scoring your approach, this is how we do the marking in here. Now we did make an amendment to this, or a suggestion to this, and I think it was, and I didn't even fix it afterwards, I think it was a perfect score. I think it's 16. 2 points for each Lake Parker approach, 1 point for following the approach correctly. So I think you could get all the way up to 16, if I remember correctly. 5 points for 3 approaches, 10 points for 2 landings, and a partridge in a pear tree. And we can put in like 1 point for following the approach properly. All right, I'll just leave it like that. There we go. And that's our marking. We're changing it on the fly, all right? But the whole idea, you guys, it's 5 points for touching down in the circle. in the actual dot with both main wheels. No bouncing back up. You could be a tail dragger, you could be a tricycle, whatever. No bouncing back up. That gives you your 5 points. If one wheel touches in there on your landing without bouncing, you might be off center, right? One wheel touches, nice. We'll give you some points for that, 3 points. And then 1 point for touching the dot, but you bounced. So you touched it somehow, but you bounced. We'll still give you a point for that, right? And you'll see as we get going, you get 3 attempts. You're going to throw away one of them. You're going to get 3 attempts if you want them. And you're going to throw away one of them and take your 2 best scores. Your 2 best scores could be 5 points each. All right? So that'll give you 10 points for a perfect landing score. And then you get an extra point for following the approach. So let me think about this for a second. 2 points for each Lake Parker approach that you followed correctly. 1 point for following the approach correctly. Yep. 2, 4, 5. So I already did include it, you guys. I did the math properly. 2 points for each Parker approach. You could do up to 3, but you're going to throw away one of them. That'll give you 4. And 1 point for following the approach correctly will give you 5. Ah, 1 point for keeping your speed. Yeah, that's why. Okay. All right, so we got to think about that, but that's the idea, you guys. Keeping your speed because, as you know, when we were looking back at this, you've got to have 100 knots. We're all flying GA planes. If you want to fly a fast mover, a high performance, like the Bonanza and up, those are considered high performance planes, then you would fly at 150 knots, and you would fly at 1700 MSL. So you'd be 500 feet above the rest of us. I'm hoping for this event that we'll all just take GA planes, but you know, we can't make a restriction because you might not like a GA plane. You might want to get into something more high performance. I mean, high performance is GA also, but whatever plane you want, the higher the performance, the harder it might be to make a landing, right? And I know some of you might be taking the new Draco. I think Kata mentioned that she wanted to take the Smog. Whatever you want, you guys, because we can certainly put those down anywhere you want. I'll do a demonstration tonight using just a standard everyday something that's built into the sim. All right, so we're going to follow these speeds and these altitudes. Easy enough to do if you've got autopilot on, you guys, isn't it? And that's the challenge. Now, Warbird Arrival is different. It's nothing to do with our competition. Warbird Arrival actually uses the main runway, which Andrew would love to do, and he could certainly still do it, but that won't be judged or even watched. We could sequence you in on the main runway with a Warbird, but it's not something in the competition right now. Okay, let's get the sim going. And let's go see those dots. Free flight. And let me get back to chat here so we can see what's going on here. Super Ty says a random A350 appears. Yeah. 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 All right. The Norden. Oh, okay. Let's use a Norden. Why not? Now, you can load up the flight plan if you wish, just to show you how that happens. Open up your EFB, go to the flight plan link at the top, and load, save your flight plan however you bring it in. I'm going to load it from the PC. Should be in my downloads. Right here, Flanders Field to Lake to Linder. Yep, that's the one. And you notice it puts it in for you. It's not very long. It's just got a few waypoints. And we're going to send the route to the avionics and file plan with ATC. Normal everyday thing we do on Saturdays. Now if we go look at Florida area, you'll notice the flight plan is in there. And you can see it's similar to what we just showed you in the NOTAM. And yes, it is actually called the NOTAM again, you guys. That's the news. So there we are at Flanders Field, going over to Fantasia Flight, right near the interstate, down to the racetrack, over to the power plant where they would tell you to rock your wings, over to the interstate again and follow it, and then go straight south into here. Now, in real life, there's a pancake tower, they call it. No, cake tower, they call it, because it looks like a wedding cake. A cake tower, which is not a control tower, it's probably a water tower. That's the landmark here to make your turn. We don't have that landmark here in the sim. So we're just going to make that turn and go straight down to the airport. At this point, you've got a visual of there's the whole airport in front of you. So we'll just make that turn and sort of get to the middle of the field. That's the idea. And then we'll be sent off in one direction or the other. This is the actual, hey, there's somebody there already. And at this road here is your downwind for either direction, whether we send you down on runway 10 or we send you down on 28. And these are actual the main runway, but we're going to be doing right here, we're going to be doing the taxiway. I actually thought I thought the colors would be in the taxiway, but I don't see them there yet. But anyway, we're going to be landing on the taxiway, you guys. That's the plan. Let's go see what that looks like. Yep, that's the NOTAM there. That's beautiful. And is that new? Is that the new 25 one, Jeff? We have our own NOTAM, which is the 2024, which we're basing this competition on. Right there. So there's the one you should be using, you guys. But I can go take a look at that, and if they finally release the new one, April 8th to the 14th. No, that's the old one. That's last year, 2024. Yep. Okay, so yeah, that'll work. You can use that too if you want, but this is the actual PDF of the NOTAM, you guys, that you can use on my link. So here's the one Jeff gave us, which is very handy, but you notice this one is 424. Also, it's the same exact one that I have in my links, and you'll notice that's the last link that I put in there. Now, this is where we're starting, and we're going to do the whole approach from here. But let me just get out the camera and head down real quick. Head down to Lakeland. Just head over to the highway and follow it. I'm going to speed this up so that we can just get there. I want to show you the dots first. I want to show you the field and let you see what that looks like. I think I'm going in the right direction. I might not be. Let me have a quick look here.
If you want to switch to my screen, Howard, I'm at Lakeland.
Oh, I could
on
be
the
taking off in
taxiway.
the wrong direction. Yeah. Okay, Andrew, let's go there. There we go. And there he's approaching the yellow dot, you guys. And if you could just, oh, I guess it's okay. I was going to say if you could kill your tablet, but it's fine.
Oh.
You're seeing the dots, no problem. And so that's the yellow one, the second one. There's two of those, you guys. And we could send you to either one. So you'll have to pay attention to the controller. The controller, which is the tower at the airport, we will tell you, and it'll be one of us live, we will tell you to land on the yellow dot or land on the green dot. And you'll have to extend your final to get to the right dot. And that's the secret. And he's turning around, he's going back to the green dot, which is the other direction. And I actually think you can see it from here. Wow, that's cool. But you can certainly see it better from the air, you guys, which is what I'll do. I'll have us go there.
Yeah, the green dot's floating.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Probably because the elevation, you guys. So this is dots that Saint Engines are injecting onto any airport, which is what they can do. And in this case, you guys, the elevation of the airport is uneven. He's not fixing the elevation of the airport. He's not going into hours and hours of redoing the whole airport from scratch with a scenery file. They're injecting the dots on top of the current elevation. And what that does, if you just make it flat and thin like paint, the elevation actually makes half the dot disappear. So they've had to make it so that it does float to make sure that the whole dot appears. We need the whole dot to land, you guys.
The yellow one is fine, but the green one is...
Yep, because it probably was only half a dot, right? That's probably why. Yep. World's greatest. Okay, right here. That's pretty cool, Andrew. Nice. I'm just going to take my drone camera down so you guys can see it. And now maybe Andrew can demonstrate.
There's a whole mass of jets over here still parked on the lawn.
So you guys take a look. All those jets plus all of the aircraft you see over on the tarmac are what they also inject from Say Intentions. They put more aircraft. There's some in the field too. They put all those aircraft there for us, and it didn't give me any FPS hit at all. So I don't know how they're doing that, because it's pretty amazing that they can actually do that. I thought that the extra planes would slow us down, as it does with the Pilot Edge scenery that we put in when we do the Pilot Edge one. All right, I'm trying to find the field.
I don't see you anywhere, Howard.
No, I'm back at Flounders Field.
Yeah, no, I was just around
South of the
Foxtrot,
town.
so
He's over on Foxtrot.
I don't
That's
see you
funny.
down there. I don't see you down there directing traffic or anything.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. So let me just show you guys what he's talking about. This is the field during Sun and Fun. This whole south area here. There's the entrance down here in the pit. Oops. Wow, that was fast. Okay, I got to slow it back down again. Here's the entrance and the pavilion right down here. This is actually the high school right here. But I'll be working. This whole thing will be a mass of people and airplanes. I'll be working over here at Foxtrot. This is my area right here by the ramp. And this will be the crowd line, pretty much like that. Will be the crowd line like that. That line in the ground right here is the crowd line. All the way along the airport is the fence, and I'm working this taxiway right here. And any planes that need to come in and out, all the warbirds that are here, all the Spitfire. Oh, it won't be a Spitfire. Oh, maybe there was. No, there was P-51s here last time, taking people out on rides. So all this area is really busy, and there's a ton of people, thousands of people along here. So I have to part the crowd, let the planes in and out, any other like the FAA officials and people like that. So this is my area, and I have a team with me. And if you guys want to volunteer to help us with airside crowd control, let me know, and I'll give you a link for that. But anyway, that's where I am now. There's also a busier place right here, and my colleague Richard will be working this area, the Bravo taxiway, also leading into the same ramp that I'm working at the other end. But he's busier here because all of the GA planes come through here to go and take off. All the GA planes come back through here when they come back in, or they go way over further on Sierra. And so this becomes a conga line of GA planes right through here. So he's got a huge team for here. And you'll see every kind of plane you can think of, military, civilian, etc., home built. And they all park in all this lawn here. All of this is all airplanes. All of this area is all airplanes during the event. And that's what we have to work. So let's go look at the dots now. We'll be coming in from the north side of the airport, the business side of the airport, where the terminal is. This is Airport Road coming in right here. So we're actually flying in over Airport Road. You see it's a double road right here. We're flying in over here. When we come to this road right here, there's your left right of the road. We're going to go right and downwind, or we're going to go left and go downwind. In other words, the opposite of what I just said. It'll actually, if you have to turn right, it'll be a left downwind. If you have to turn left, it'll be a right downwind. But the whole idea is that you would follow this road as if it's your downwind, and then look over at whatever dot they've given you. At this point, they would tell you what color dot. The green one is first, where Dr. No Thumb is. The yellow one is second, over where SRAP is. So when they say green dot, now you don't have to go all the way down to the end. In a normal approach for a runway 10, we'd come down to about here. We'd do our base over to this bare area where there's solar panels. And I'm actually camping right in there. I'm in there camping for the week, the big campsite on the west side. But you would turn here, like the Warbirds would, and the airshow would, the airshow box, and you'd come in on runway 10, typically here, way back here, and come in for your approach. But what we're doing is we can turn, let me come back to that road again, you guys. We can turn to our base. Let's say we're coming downwind, we're going to land on green, the green dot. We can turn our base long before the end of the runway. So we could turn it here, head over here on our base. We don't need to go way back there because we're not going to be landing there. If we're given green, we're going to come over to here. Then we turn to final, and we're heading down to the green dot. I don't even see it on my screen. You know what? I didn't move it over to the right folder, you guys. See, mine's a unique setup, you guys. Very unique, because I got to copy files over to make them work. You guys, like Andrew, you just run the client, the Say Intentions client, and it puts it in the proper community folder. I have so many versions now here. I've got the Game Pass version, the beta version, and the Steam version, all my testing that I've done here. And so I'm confusing all my programs on where the actual community folder is, because I got literally 4 community folders, because I also did the alpha testing too. So it's not here. I put it in the wrong folder. Here I am with the camera going to show you what it looks like. So we would come in and land on the green dot, and then That's where you get judged on when your wheels touch, and then you taxi all the way to the end, you guys, all the way to the end. Now, for our testing today, for our preparation, and maybe on Saturday, we can just turn around and taxi back around this way maybe. Oh, there's runway 23. Let me think now for a second. Yeah, we could come over to 23 or even over to here. Taxi back this way, and we'll take off the same direction. So taxi back to runway 10, and we'll all take off in the same direction that we're landing, but we'll take off from runway 10, and that way we're not interfering with landing traffic. All right, and all of you, if you want to depart and do another run, either respawn back at the north or fly out from here and fly back to the north. Right, so you fly out from here, you're not interfering with any of the traffic over there on the left, and you would just take off from here. Once you're down at the end of the runway, climb to 1,000 feet and then head north. Look out for traffic, because it's going to be there. Right, Howard Folder Learn to Fly. Howard Folder Learn to File. There we go. FolderLearnToFly.com. All right, so as I'm reading, I went off to nowhere. All right, there's the actual place there. Let's go back to Andrew, like this, and back to Andrew. And let me just see if we've got any of the others streaming to us. Let's just go over to here. And I'm going to have to stop my sim and put, I got to have the dots in there, so. Yep, Dr. No Thumb's in here too. Let's go have a look what he's doing. There he is. He's watching Andrew get out there. He's heading out to go take off, it looks like. And I'm going to stop my sim and go find out what's going on with my dots, because I should have had something in there. I had dots in there last night, and then now I've done something different. Including an animated Howard Marshall. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Wouldn't that be cute? That'd be so cute. Mike's in the house. Hi, Mike. How you doing? Come join us on Voice if you want. And Jeff, you can join us on Voice too if you want. You know, we always love hearing your voice. Very distinct. Wow, Andrew, you're very artistic. That looks great. Oh no, that's Dr. No Thumb's screen, watching you take off into the sunset. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, there's a bit of a wind here on live weather.
Is there? All right. And in real life, we've got a bit of a wind. For the session on Saturday, no wind. We're calm. All right. And the first group, and we're going to take all of you in to runway 10 left. Your first pass. Your second pass will take all of you in to 28. All right. That's the only way we can do it. We can't have you both going to different sides and then colliding. So that's what we're going to be doing. All right. Let me just come over here to... Let's go over here to my Say Intentions client. I'm going to close it. I could even just say new flight probably, but I'm just going to close it.
If you've opened it since they updated it, then the stuff's already in your community folder. So it's just a matter of restarting the sim.
No, it's a matter of bringing it over from the right community folder, Andrew. That's my scenario. Everyone else can just restart the sim. Yeah.
Yeah, I have one community. I suppose I only have one community folder.
Yeah, I got 3 or 4 of them here, and this one here was the community. It says beta, but it was actually the alpha testing that we did. And these are all. That's why it's green, you guys. These are all encrypted of all things. But anyway, it might be in here. Let's just have a quick look at which community folder it put it in. Say Intentions. Oh, you guys don't even see it, so don't worry about it. You watch his screen while I'm doing this. I see now that you're not even seeing my screen. Okay, 2020 at 548. I thought that was the new file. 2020 at 548. Let's just run the Say Intentions client. New flight. New flight. 548. 2020, 548. Okay, it didn't affect this one. Let's go to another community folder and see where it is. Not there. Say Intentions 2020 549. Nope, that's an old one. Community back. Packages. Well, it should have been here. All right. Look now. You see all those aircraft, you guys. That's what Say Intentions put in there also. And let us know if you are having troubles with your frame rates, you guys, because I haven't seen any hiccup at all with frame rates. I'm really surprised. And certainly Say Intentions said that they would remove some of them if we wanted them to, but worked really well. I'm actually surprised that they pulled that off, because anyone else throwing a ton of aircraft in there would seem like it would slow us down, right? All right, so let me start up the Say Intentions. Mike, you have this too. You have the latest version of Say Intentions. I've got it running again. Let's see what it did. And you guys, because it was something they've just updated, that's why I don't have a test ahead of time. So it's now 6:15 my time, 5:49. Let's go over to here. $6:16. Okay, here's my new ones. Okay. 1, 2. And I'll paste them. All right, my new objects are pasted into the proper community folder. So you guys, once I finish the part 3, I'm going to be finishing the part 3 of career mode, which is huge, you guys. I mean, now that I've got tons of planes and I've figured everything out, and and that's why I had to do all that before part 3. Hundreds of hours and whatever. So once that's done, and I know that career mode I can have all those video clips that I need, then I can go and clean up, get rid of beta 1, get rid of my Game Pass version, get rid of all those community folders, and now anything that I run, whether it be the Flight Sim Builder launcher, whether it be Say Intentions, any of those will only see one community folder, like you guys, like should happen, and then I don't have to mess around copying files. But yeah, it's there's only one variable in there, and it's confused where it should be pointing. So that's what's happening there. Jim Fish, how you doing? And is this group flights, etc.? Just downloaded 2024 after using 2020 for a year or two. Yep, this is group flights. We also do on Thursday evenings, which is right now, we do Cockpit Chatter, we call it, Thursday Cockpit Chatter, where we talk about anything software, hardware, or aviation related. And tonight we're focusing on our big event this Saturday, where we're having a landing competition. So this Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern, we do our normal group flight, Come Fly With Us, and we'll go discover something somewhere in the world. Together as a group, could be anywhere from 30 to 100 people in that group, in the air. And then at noon tomorrow, or Saturday, at noon Saturday, right after our group fly, we'll start our big event here, our landing challenge that we're talking about tonight. All right, and that's what's going to happen. Saturday is a packed day, you guys. It's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and I think after that I have a conference call meeting on Zoom. So I've got a really packed Saturday. I better bring a box lunch. Look at this video he's picking up here. Dr. No Thumb, it's looking great. Look at that landing. Ooh, somebody knows how to land. Nice flare. You landed before the dot, though. And that would have been a 0 on that one, whoever that is. That's Kiwi Craig? Okay.
Yeah, that's Kiwi Craig.
And we're just practicing, you guys. We're not judging tonight, but we're just giving you an idea how that works. So thanks for that footage there, Dr. No Thumb. That was looking great. I'm going to start up the sim, and let's see if I've got myself some dots. I should have, because it does work well. And I'm going to say new flight.
Yeah. Well, it's the same technology that they're using for to put these dots in as they use for their fire and the people and stuff for SkyOps.
Yeah, so Dane Sumer, that was Andrew answering your question there. There isn't any special scenery that we have to add for Sun and Fun. you know, like Pilot Edge does. But Say Intentions is doing it dynamically. So you run the Say Intentions client, it puts the dots in, it puts all those planes in. And that's what you're seeing happen right now. And in the future, you guys, we can do this to any airport. Dynamically, Say Intentions can throw it in there anywhere. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, they are simulating exactly what's happening in real life. There is a green dot, there is an orange dot, or yellow. I think it's yellow in our sim. Those two dots are there in real life for pilots coming in on April 1st and that whole week of the expo. And so that's how they have to come in. He's drifting right. He's drifting left. Is he going to do it? Nope, he's going around. Nope, he's coming back. Yeah, we all have the same scenery, so there's no difference in our sceneries. It's just the dots that are put in there automatically, and it's all those planes that are put in there too. Wow, that's you, Andrew. And then he went around.
Yeah, I have live weather on, so the wind is a little weird.
So Dane, there's a flight plan is right there. Do you see the flight plan link that I put in?
Yep.
Yep, that's the flight plan to download. Yep. And I'm going to send you a note, Dane, because I want to talk about the resort scenery, right? My sim is almost up, and then I'm going to go and take a look and see if it's working. My crazy setup that I have here. This poor machine has been tested for everything.
It's funny because Dr. No Thumb's green dot is flat on the flat in the ground.
Is that right? That's what it should look like. Yeah. Wonder why there's a difference. All right. Do you have to land on the green? Yeah, so efficient, you got to put your main wheels on the dot and stay on the ground, not bounce. Anyone can bounce. We can all look at the dot and head for it and bounce right off the thing. That's not precision, right? I mean, it might be precision, but that's not what we're after. We're after landing on the dot. That's the idea. So your main wheel's on the dot, and you get partial points for anything other than that. For those of you who I saw some of you just came into the stream, so I'll do it again because I have to do it again. Anyway, I'm going to load in my flight plan. Pick it up off that link we just showed you. And the normal way to do a flight plan in 24 using your tablet. And file with ATC. There we go. There's our flight plan again, just like I showed you earlier, you guys. And let's see if I've got the dots in the right place. You guys don't have to worry about it. You will have the dots in the right place because you have just one version of the sim. I'm going to change my flight conditions to noon because that's what it'll be when we compete. And I also want to make sure it's clear skies and calm. All right, so clear skies is checked. All players is checked so we can all see each other. We have to be able to see each other, you guys. And let me just think about it here for a second, what we need to do. How about I put it on custom and make sure the wind is at 0. Yeah, we got 2 knots of wind. Gusts will be 0. Speed will be 0. There we go. Make sure your wind's at 0, you guys, and then you're not going to drift as you head over the dot. It's very important that you're accurate. Certainly we can challenge, let's see your crosswind landing on the dot, but we're not going to go that hard on everybody. All right, so there we go. I'm ready to roll. I'm at noontime, calm wind, clear skies. That's what you should be doing. Share the flight plan through the planner website. Okay, I don't know how we do that. I haven't played with the planner website to do that, so that'd be cool.
I just I'll get myself down on the ground. I can do that. It's not super difficult.
Okay. Let me just show close.
And the nice part is it actually gives you a link, so you don't have to do the Dropbox thing.
Oh, really? That's cool. Copy that, move it over. There we go, ready to fly. Actually, I'm ready to fly for the approach, but I should be on the field. And then, Dane, I'll just give you a picture here. Right there. Like that, the entrance. There you go. Somewhere on there, yep. Okay, you're on my screen. All right, rock and roll. What I really want you guys, actually, I shouldn't start from the approach. We don't have to do the approach again. We just did that. Let's just, I guess I could just slew over, but let me just start from the field. I'm starting from the north, you guys, but I really want to, for this moment, I want to get right on the field. And we will get down there on one of the runways where you guys are. And look, there's Kiwi Craig, Manx is there, Andrew's there, Dr. No Thumb's right over here. Way cool. Let's go back to Dr. No Thumb while I spawn in and get going. Flight conditions. Custom, good. 0 wind, good. All right. And make it noon. So technically, it should be possible to have it automatically score the landing and present the score above for a short time on a dynamic web page leader scoreboard. Can you do that, Jeff? That's magic, man. FSMP did this a few years ago for an Oshkosh event. Yep. And I think he also did it for, or was it, what was the scoring system we used for our cannonball flights, right? Boy, look at that, eh? I hope Sim Update 1 or 2 gets rid of the big, huge letters up top. You know what I mean? We'll find out. I'm going to move off the runway. I'm on runway 10. Okay. Off the runway.
Somebody want to check that link and make sure it looks proper?
That'd be cool. All right, we'll come back to here for a second. This is the taxiway right here. Oh, might as well take off and let you see it in the air. Okay, something, oh, there they are. Yay, I did it right. So you should see those automatically. I had to do some magic there, but again, there's the dots, you guys. So I'll just give you an example of coming down on a downward. Looks like a good link.
That's interesting. Howard, you're flying a 737 or an A320 or something.
Oh, you don't have this version of the sim, right? This is Premium Deluxe, right? This plane.
Yeah, no, I've flown the Norden, but for whatever reason,
it's just the stock livery too. All right. So from up here, you guys, you should be around, well, this is only 500 feet. You should be around 1,000 or 1,200. You would see it really well. So you can see over where Dr. No Thumb is. You can see the green dot just off my tail in a minute. Let's just zoom in a little more. And it's right back there. There's the green dot. That's where you're headed. So just plan it that way. You can turn at any point, or the controller will tell you turn now. Now I'm going to come in number 2 behind Manx. I see he's already on the approach. In the Wilga, nice. So I'll just come in behind him. I'm in the flap range. This is instant flaps, you guys. There's no electrics here. It's a handle in the roof, probably, on this plane. And I'm going to come in, and don't forget we're landing on the taxiway. If you actually go over to the runway, you're interfering with landing traffic. And let me just say this, landing traffic. Amazon has 4 737 flights coming in and out of here during the event. You don't want to be in their way with a GA plane. So, you know, somebody will venture out thinking you're supposed to land on the runway. So now you're supposed to creep, I'm going to do it from this view. You're supposed to creep up on it. I'll give myself full flaps. Take it down nice and slow. You can scud run it. You can be as low to the ground as you want, as long as you don't touch. And you can try and get in there nice and close. You can see I'm just about to stall. I mean, I'm almost at stall speed. I'm going to pick up the nose a little to try and keep up. Don't stall it. Don't stall it. Don't stall it. and then I'm going to come up on the green. You can see the green coming. Now I'll do the same thing from inside the plane in a minute. Get down closer. I can see the green dot coming, and you want to be able to hit the thing without stalling out of the air. All right, nice and slow. That's too fast, and I'm not going to hit it. I'm going to miss it like that. Boom. All right, and so you want to be able to, this is the skill of it, you guys. You got to be able to, I'm not used to flying from the outside, but you got to be able to slow it down without stalling and without falling out of the sky, and try and hit that dot without bouncing back up again. And that's going to be the skill. The controllers in real life are right here at this tower. This is the tower on the north. They still call it the North Tower because during the air show they have an air boss, which is a temporary tower down further south on the field. But we're going to be, that's who we're going to be talking to right there, that control tower, right on my left wing there. All right, try it once more, and then we'll get someone more skilled to do this if I can't. I used to demo this all the time, right, Jeff? On the Oshkosh. And in real life, I've landed on the yellow dot at Oshkosh, but you know, here I've only worked here. I haven't actually flown in here yet in real life, right? Energy! Energy! And it's hard from the outside, so let me just start from the inside this time. And let's do it properly, because this is the proper way to fly. So over that away is a green dot. I can see it from here. Wow, that's great. You can see it from here. And Dr. No Thumb is on the field there watching. And maybe I'll focus and let's see if Dr. No Thumb is picking up the dot. He's at the dot, so I'm going to just let him have his screen. And I'm going to do something from here. And let's just see if... What's my speed like? What's the speed like in this plane anyway? I have no idea. Actually, I shouldn't fly a plane I've never flown. This is my second time flying it. Missed. So yeah, I can't even tell how to read my speed here. Just a second here.
That is most bizarre.
Yeah, you'll see me come in and bounce, but...
You want to know what the bizarre thing is?
No, Andrew, tell us.
I
try and figure out the speed on this thing.
I see two airplanes.
Yeah.
One on the ground and one about 100 feet in the air.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay,
yeah,
so I have...
And it's right where you are, but it's I see the plane on the ground is a Norton. The plane in the air is an A320.
So right here, I want to be 30, I guess, on this plane. So there's her. If you guys can see that right by my shoulder there, I didn't know how to read this from a distance. I've zoomed in, and it looks like this is the pointer, and it looks like I want to be 35 knots is my stall with full flaps.
Yep.
So I want to be 30 to 35 probably to come in. All right, I'm going to figure this out, and then I'm going to try the approach, right? The sim is drunk, right?
That is...
You see the multiplayer one and the SI injected multiplayer one. Oh, that's it.
What I was thinking.
SI injected multiplayer. Ooh, this is awesome, you guys. All right, I'm going to go in and what do we do? Settings? Take off multiplayer? Probably. Online. Take off the normal multiplayer. Oh, this is exciting, you guys. I think that's what we're going to do. I don't want live weather either. Take that, okay. And I bet the SI injected MP1 is better match. It is, actually, Jeff, you're absolutely right. And we can control who's in our session.
No, I turned multiplayer off.
MP.
The Norton disappeared, and I still see the jet up in the air. So SI is injecting us a...
Okay, so that's true, but I'm just saying, don't turn off Sim MP. You can't judge landing. If we can see each other, then how can we not judge it? Here's Dr. No Thumb. Let him do a test here, you guys. I think it's in the online section, right? Yeah, again, you guys, we're just testing this week because this is a nice new feature, the dots. We were just going to use an intersection of the taxiway for now until we make scenery someday. And Say Intentions just jumped in and said, yeah, we can inject some dots for you. And they went to work and made it all happen. So this is new. And then now you guys heard already about their announcement about multiplayer. So that falls into place really nicely. We can have our own group of registered participants come in and fly this event without any saboteurs. This is so important because we've had troubles in the past years. Someone comes in with an airliner, sits it on the dot, and now all of the participants can't see the dot. That's what people have done in the past, thinking they're being cute. And it kind of wrecks the event. So now with a private multiplayer where we can invite or even remove people from the group, then now we can control the environment. Secondly, if you slew over and then drop your plane on the dot, the slew itself will automatically kick you out of that multiplayer because that's not realistic in our event, right? So things like that, erratic plane maneuvers that aren't normal, will just automatically kick you out of the group too, because that's what they'll do. The saboteurs will get into they want to be at your camera wherever that is so they can be on YouTube or they can be on Twitch, and they will slew to your camera and then drop or something, right? Or even go upside down on a dot. You know, these are things we had to live with before, you guys, and so we'll get rid of that.
Yeah, Dr. No Thumb, right now it's partners only.
Right? No, I think I'm sure he said anyone with the client will see the dots, right?
Oh yeah, the dots, yeah, but I mean the multiplayer part of it.
So I'm going over to here, and I'm going to go to preview, and I've got phase 1 traffic sequencing on. And do I have to go to experimental? No, and I'm on the primary server. Just the preview traffic sequencing, right?
No, you don't even need that. If you want the SI multiplayer, that's the one in the middle.
Oh, this one, enable Skynet multiplayer traffic, right?
Yeah.
And my group code is Forder. Okay. Well, we'll change the code for the day of, but so that was already there. I didn't have to change anything in the client. All right. So now, Mike, you're saying don't turn it off. So now we're going to get double images? You're saying don't turn off multiplayer here.
Yeah, if you turn the sim multiplayer off, then you can't judge the landing because everybody's going to land 100, 150 feet above the dot.
Yeah.
Wow. So
that's what I was seeing.
Yeah, and not everybody's going to have Skynet either.
Yeah. Because that's what I was seeing. I was seeing your Norton from the sim overlaid with the A320 from SI.
Yep.
And when you landed, that's the only time I realized what I was seeing is because when you landed and you bounced a little bit and the jet was going back and was like going nose to tail, and I could see an extra set of little wheels underneath. And when you stopped, the jet went up in the air, and then there was 2 planes in the same place.
yeah, the Skynet multiplayer. I'm going to have to consult.
Yeah,
I was pretty sure he said anybody with the client will be able to participate. So that's the plan,
Yeah,
right?
that's the dots.
Yeah, they'll have the dots, and that's all we need for the competition.
that's
we
just-
don't need
yeah.
Skynet. We just need dots.
The dots
Okay,
are just
so
an
we should.
ejected object.
So Andrew, you're saying you and I as partners, and you too, Mike, as partners, we should turn off the Skynet. By the sounds
correct.
of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
because it gives you two planes, and you
So
can't
we
see the
can't
real
have
one.
so we can't have a group then that we can control. Okay.
No.
Not at this moment because it's still it's pre-alpha.
Yeah, and most people don't have access to it anyway. So because it's partner only.
Okay. All right. So I've turned off mine in say
Yes,
intentions.
Yeah.
And then now I turn it back on here. Yeah. Okay. And it still looks the same on my screen, but it'll look different now on Andrew's and other people's screens. Okay.
Yeah,
So pardon
'cause
me, guys, but this is,
you're
you know,
back- yeah, 'cause
we're inventing
back
stuff
now in
new
the
and
or-
we're testing stuff new. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Andrew.
because
Sorry.
you're back on the taxiway in a Nord. So that's the problem. I wasn't seeing your Norden because it was inside the say intentions injected jet. But now that the say intentions injected big jet is no longer being ejected, I see your plane like what it is. So that's still, so that part works.
Correct. And you can judge it now.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back over to Dr. Notham's screen because he's sitting near a green dot or something like that, right? And he's watching a balloon. So, are you partner also, are you partner status, Dr. Notham? Because you're seeing 2 now, are you? Because you should also, and the judges will also have to turn Skynet off so that we don't see 2 images, right? Or will we still see 2 images? You guys just help me out with this, because that's looking pretty ugly.
You only see 2 images if you have Skynet enabled.
Right, so we got to turn off Skynet, and then we'll still see 1 image plus the dots, right?
Correct.
Yep, the 400 knot balloon strikes again. Yeah, dun, 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 dun. All right, Dr. Notham, if you're near the green dot, I'm going to come in and see if I can do something this time. I guess I should practice more often, you know? I don't hear my engine either. It's nice to hear your engine. Now that I see the airspeed indicator properly, let's do that.
Now that's interesting.
Another interesting observation from Andrew.
Yeah, the dots have disappeared on mine.
Well, they're still on mine, and I'm heading in down to 40 knots. I want to keep it around 35. Just to give you a brief look, coming in slowly, heading down the taxiway like that, and Dr. Notham will pick me up over here. I'm down to 40 knots. I want to be at 35 when I touch. All right. That's wild about the balloon. This is so slow, it's really sluggish, you guys, but that's what you expect, right? All right, coming in. Heading into where Andrew's there too. Probably afterwards, and bounced. Yep. Yep, bounced. That's a 0, you guys. Wow, okay, I have to, maybe I should use planes that I know. The X-Cub would be great. I've used that for about 50 missions, so I should actually fly something.
It does look that way, doesn't it? This is Howard has his banner advertising hook caught on the balloon
right?
basket
Because
it was
I wasn't watching, right?
It was trailing along on your tail, right? Exactly, even with where you were going.
What did it say?
No, he's just saying you had the hook on. You had the hook on your airplane, and you were hooked on the basket of the balloon. So as you came in, the balloon was staying right with you.
Oh, I call
Fred
balloon
Barron
influence.
flies
Yeah, I agree. All right, coming back around. This time I'll come in the opposite direction. And we'll say that they had us come in on a right downwind and told us to still land on green. That's what I'm going to do, that scenario. See where I am right now, you guys? I'm heading down to the green, if I can get it stabilized by that point. Maybe not. Take the whole taxiway to do your stabilization, you guys, and then we'll go back to Dr. Notham. We'll see how that looks.
Look at all the green airplanes on the world map.
I'm at 35 knots, a little too high. See if I can stabilize that. And I've lost the dot. It's somewhere right around here. Yeah, that's not a good approach. Touched it again, but didn't stay there. Bit of a bounce, yeah. Well, I see what you mean by the balloon now. Yeah, look at that. And that's something. What is with that? The Norden has a balloon. So, Dane Simmer, did you start SI and it asked for an update? You should be on version 2752 up in the upper left corner of Say Intentions. I'll put that up on my screen for you guys. So you can see the Say Intentions. Make sure you're on 2752. I mean, as soon as you start it up, it'll automatically update for you, or it should. All right, and then once that happens, then start the sim, because remember, it's going to put the dots and the planes and all that scenery as a folder into your community folder for you, and then when you start the sim, you should see it there. How did Howard
Dane,
catch the balloon? Wow.
Yeah, Dane, make sure in your community folder you have the folder that says Say Intentions Fly-In Library. Make sure that's in there, and if it is, then you're good to start the sim.
Right. I had so many versions of it, I had to remove them, but it should be right here, and it should be right here.
I have, yeah, and then there's the. I presume that the sim objects optional is like the mission stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the sim started first, yeah. And so they'll be in there. The same tension will still inject it into the community folder, but your sim isn't reading it. Right, and that's what's happening. Well, maybe I'll pick a different plane, you guys.
Yeah,
And it's
apparently
also
it's
it's imp-
5.2 apparently is not necessary. 5.2 isn't necessary. Kiwi Craig is still on 5.1 and he sees the dot. So
okay. When is this? Is it the week prior? No, it's 2 days. 2 days from now.
Saturday this weekend.
Red Baron, yep, 2 days from now. It's not a huge event. We didn't make a forum link for it this time, and we're just doing it for the first time. As you can see, we're actually inventing stuff even a few days before. So it's not something we've advertised for a long time. Next year we can say second annual, and we'll plan way ahead. So, you know, it's something that we're just trying, you guys. We're trying to do the same thing we've been doing for years at Oshkosh. We already had the scenery for Oshkosh. We already had the event. We had spotters. We had cameras. We had the whole thing. And it was a lot of fun. And we're trying to do the same thing here for Sun and Fun. And I have a close connection here because I do work Sun and Fun, you guys, as a volunteer. So it's similar, and it's in Florida. And the whole world is in deep freeze right now. Well, maybe not the whole world, but maybe it's my...
Hey,
Yeah, that's what it is. I like
we were +1 yesterday.
+1. A lot of people are minus, like even in Fahrenheit, they're minus something. My golf buddies today, this morning, up in Leesburg. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not getting anything on my trim. That's what's going on. My trim is not trimming this plane. I'm hammering away on my wheel.
I bet
And
you
I cannot
need to, I
level
bet you
this
need,
thing.
probably needs to be reconfigured.
And every
That
time I
plane made
adjusted
that.
my power, my nose was up in the air. So that's what I need to do. Something like that.
Yeah, your trim may not be configured on that plane.
What's with that? Should be configured for all planes because that's what's been happening for so far in the sim.
Okay, Dane.
Or I've got to change the frequency of how often it does it, right? Hey, Dane Samir, thank you for being here. Well, I'm just going to fight my yoke on the way in, you guys.
Yeah,
We'll
it's
see how that goes.
-3 here, Super Tie.
I won't tell you what the temperature is here, but you guys, it is cold here in Florida, and where I was, where I had to get that reaction from Andrew,
Florida.
where I was in Leesburg, which is north of me about an hour, it was close to freezing today with the wind chill. Close to freezing in Florida, of all things, you know.
Yeah, but
And,
who's
you know,
freezing?
trying to play golf. No actual freezing. I mean, you know, 0. And trying to play golf in that kind of weather is ridiculous. So, you know, we were all bundled up, multiple layers, because you know.
Need to, you need to spend a winter home in Toronto, Howard, so you get your antifreeze back in your blood.
That's right. Oh, some of those golfers put antifreeze in their blood while they're golfing. I don't drink, so I don't. I had my coffee there, but I gotta try it again.
So it's -2 in New Jersey right now.
So I have no trim, so I'm just gonna try to do it like this. A little bit of power. I'm at 35. Yeah, I can't even hold it steady. 35, coming in. You want to be lower than this, almost touching. And I'm gonna start. I'm gonna touch before I should. Probably right there. Missed it again. See, I was still too high. I can't judge my height, you guys, and that's something you'll have to figure out. In this, yeah, I see. In this plane, I want to be actually very nose high, I guess. Yeah, 28 degrees Fahrenheit in New Jersey right now. No, but you guys, actually, in some places in the USA, it's -10 Fahrenheit. Think about that for a second. -10. One place we reported -15 Fahrenheit. Ugh. Can't even imagine. I mean, you guys can do the conversion, but you know, what's that in Celsius, right? All-time low. Okay. I'm going to come up on yellow while I'm here. There's yellow. All right, let's put her down. Put her down.
Well, it's only -23.
See, I can't quite see where my wheels are. Maybe right about there. No, still too low. But I got a tail dragger, so it's...
I don't know. It looked it from where my camera is hovering right now.
Should be able to pop that in there. No
it looked
problem.
like you actually touched down on the yellow dot.
Maybe. But it takes... you guys, I don't practice ahead of time till I'm perfect and then go on stream. I don't do any of that. So, you know, you're seeing it live. I'm just playing around with this plane for the first time. Second flight. I got full flaps. It's a tail dragger. You should be able to plop it down anywhere. But, you know, it's the fun of this. And the fun of this is the challenge of it all. And do the approach properly. Don't stream it. Focus. And just nail the darn thing. Let's try it from the outside again so I get a feel where my wheels are. Like that. Oops. Close that. Go back out here. I got some speed on my HUD. There we go.
Oh, it's only -4 in that Whitman Regional. 25 Fahrenheit.
25 Fahrenheit right now at this airport?
No, at KOSH.
Oh gosh, okay, that's further north, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why they do theirs in July.
270 at winds 270 at
Oh,
4.
right there. Okay, that's what it's going to look like. Okay. A little more,
And -4, -12 for
little
dew
more
point. And
speed. Yeah, you can tell you guys, I'm not stable at all here, so let's just try a little bit of speed there. No, way too high again. So yeah, it's you can see you got to know your plane. You got to get it stable ahead of time. You saw me, I'm up and down, up and down, up and down. You don't want to be like that. So let's just see if I can figure out a good attitude and see if I can figure out a good speed. That's too fast and too high. Then I get down low and I'm actually stalling. Right about there. Right about there. Nope, stalled just before the dot. Yeah, you just have to, you know, this is why you need to practice, you guys. You should be practicing tonight without the dots. Just practice, pick a spot somewhere and keep practicing to get to know your plane, to get to know its stall speed, get to know when it falls. And then Friday night when you get the free client, the 24-hour free trial, then try it again and see if you can start hitting the dot and just keep doing that. Just do like I'm doing, just do circuits.
the weather at Lakeland Linder Regional, as of an hour ago, was 63 Fahrenheit, 17 Celsius.
See all those planes, you guys? That's what Say Intentions put in there. Look at them all. And that's similar to the event. There'll be planes all over the grass everywhere. There's Dr. No Thumb. We should watch his screen. He's going to do it for us, you guys. He's going to do it. And then I'll be off my screen when oh, he's not broadcasting. Okay. 25 here in Colorado. Dropping because the sun just went behind the mountains. Yeah. It's too bad we're not watching Dr. No Thumb because he's going to go in and show us how it's done. Nope, he's back on. Okay. Let's get it from his point of view. No, that's... Oh, he's flying the same plane I am. Good. Show me how it's done. And then I'll do some practicing tomorrow, you guys. I got an hour I can go play. And I'll practice before the event. But I'm not competing. We'll get whoever's doing it well, like Dr. No Thumb, and we'll just have them show us how it's done, right?
I love that, Surly Dev. Very nice.
On March 1st. Well, I'm on the panel discussion on March 1st that I mentioned earlier, you guys. I'll be the moderator for the panel discussion, but that's about the flight simulator. It's not about the sim and fun.
Yes, but part of what they're doing that day apparently is
Must
going
be another
over the
session. It won't be ours.
Yeah. No, well, yeah, no, they're doing a whole lot of stuff that day. I have the email for that.
Here goes Dr. No Thumb, you guys, and I'm right behind him, so you won't see me do my perfect one now. Or so he says, right? So Howard says. Yeah, see? Same thing. Hard to do with this plane. All right. Let's try me this time. Head to green. 35 knots. I'm on it. That's the right speed, but it's not the right attitude. It's not the right altitude. That's as stable as I've been so far. Right there. A little bit of power. Get those wheels off. Stay off. Stay off. That's a nice speed. That's a nice approach. Get down close. See my shadow. Like that. Oh, don't touch soon. Don't touch soon. Touch now. Boom.
Yeah.
Did it.
So
And stayed. At the end of the dot, I did it and I stayed. So, you know, just take your time. Think about it. See if you can make it happen, right?
So the MSFS
3 different
2024,
things going on.
where they write is March the 1st at 2000 UTC. And the Sim and Fun notice review is at 23:59 UTC, so 4 hours later.
Wow. So this is the one I'm doing on March 1st, you guys. This is the MSFS 2024 Were They Right? And I'll be the moderator for the panel. And I'll give you guys that link again. I gave that to you at the start of the stream.
So
And that's the one I'm doing. And they've got other things
That's
going
it.
on that day too, right?
That's actually not till 4 o'clock my time.
And the panelists include Blue Games, FS Elite. I'm doing the moderating. Simulation Daily, and Sergio from Heli Simmer will be there. And we know what he's going to be saying about it, and I don't think it's going to be pretty. We've heard him talk about it before. Just the fact that I can already guess. You know, I haven't had an insight on what they're going to say, you guys, but I can already guess that Sergio's going to say, you know, and I've met him at FS Expo and we've had a chat about helicopters, but he's going to say, I had to go through fixed wing and career before I could go to helicopters, and he's not going to be happy about that.
No, he was not happy with that concept. I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any comments from him referencing it since things started to work better. So I'm not sure if he's still that annoyed with the career mode or not. But yeah, no. According to the schedule, Howard, that session starts at 8 p.m. Zulu time.
Which one does? Mine? No.
Yeah, it says
This
2000. The schedule on the email that I got from them says 2000 Universal, which is 4 p.m. for me, which is 3 p.m.
I
for
see.
you.
4 p.m. for you, 3 p.m. I knew it was 3 p.m. Yeah, because it was after our group fly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's exciting, you guys. And I finally landed on the dot. It took me 4 tries. You know what I mean? And if I were in the competition, my first 3 tries were scratch. I'm out. I got 0 points. So it didn't matter if my 4th one got it, because you get 3 tries and you throw away your worst one. Well, so that just shows you guys. I mean, you know, I think other people would probably practice first and then show you live on stream. But, you know, you can see I'm just being honest. I'm just trying it for the first time and letting you see how that goes. But the beauty of it all is that we have the actual dots are there. That's the most important part. We need those for the actual thing, for the event. This is really cool. All right, that's the fun part.
And the dots actually, if you have Navigraph charts, if you go to Lake Landing Navigraph charts, the dots are actually there
Cool.
in Navigraph charts.
Nice. Let's go back to Dr. Notham, see what he's up to. Oh, he's following the green dot. Anybody going in? Anyone else want to try it? Well, we got a camera on it. But this is how the camera part works, you guys. We get, you have to be in the sim and in drone camera mode like he is here. Here comes Mike. I see him in the 172. Now, I should have taken the 172, you guys. I know it inside out. I fly it for real, and I fly it in the sim all the time. And I could probably bring that in nice and gentle and put her down. But
Yeah,
Norton looks cool. I like the Norton.
I'm in the WB Sim 172, and I tried it full flaps. Not so great. I came in the second time around. I did on standard two flap, and it was fine.
But even 2 notches of flap, which is a normal landing for the 172, even that, we should be able to do. You don't necessarily have to be full flap and plop it down.
No, I
and
just
stop,
I
right?
just
So,
figured
I mean, I should
I
just take it off full flap for the Norton too, and I'll bet you anything I could grease the dot, right? Probably.
Yeah, I'm not used to full flaps, so I couldn't judge it. But two notches of flaps was fine.
Here comes Mike. I see him.
Yeah, I'm making another circling around. I missed the WB Sim plane a lot. I can't use it in 24 though. Well,
Why not?
I can, but I can't use my air panel. That's the only aircraft where
right.
the airspeeds are incorrect.
So you guys, Mike Audio, who you're hearing right now, he has a physical panel in front of him that he got the year before at Flight Sim Expo. And that panel worked great in 2020. He could pop out all the instruments and put them on his panel. Here, he can't put conventional instruments onto his panel using Air Manager. So I'm not sure why not.
Yeah, well, they're there, but it's the only aircraft where the airspeed's off. Every other aircraft is correct.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
like 20 knots off.
Wow. Have you talked to Jeff about that? Because Jeff and
Have
Robert are the ones who
because
made
we
it,
have
right?
some other issues we never resolved either. So
because Jeff and Robert are the ones who made that product. So they,
Yep.
you know, we got Jeff in chat right now in Twitch chat, or he might still be there. And you guys should just have a chat about it. He might even know how to make that happen. They might even be working on a fix already.
It's not on the list anymore, so.
But you can get them on Discord, and that
Yeah,
goes the same for you guys on YouTube right now. Come to our Discord server, and that's where you'll get all your answers. It won't be just me; it's everybody in our community. Thousands of people are there answering questions for those. You know, it could be CFIs, they could be student pilots, it could be anybody that are there answering questions for you. That's the place to go. You don't have to worry about even asking in chat because not everybody's here at the same time, right? All right, so I think Mike is still coming.
Yep. Going for the yellow dot.
He's out there somewhere. He's going for yellow. Here we go. Okay, Dr. No Thumb, he's going for yellow. And right now he's got one wing. Actually, both of them do. So is that Kiwi Craig behind you? He's going for one wing. Remember, you guys, when we get over the power plant, we'll be asking you to rock your wings. That's kind of, it's unnerving for people who've never done it before, because you're literally taking the plane and doing this in the plane so they can see you rock your wings. He's going past the green. He's going for yellow. We have go for yellow.
Gopher yellow? Gophers aren't yellow.
Go yellow gopher, yeah. He's doing it. Look at this. Nice approach.
Oh, too early.
Look at this. Look. Ooh. It's harder than you think. And you know, these dots are huge. That could even be 50 feet wide. They're huge in real life. And Kiwi Craig did a go around. He said, I'm not doing yellow. He probably did green. We just didn't see it.
I don't have a green dot anymore, so I'm shooting for yellow right now.
Oh, really? And I noticed that
I've lost half a part of one side of my yellow dot. But
I just noticed that too on Dr. No Thumb's screen. Part of the yellow dot was gone.
Yep.
Which means it's an elevation thing. Interesting. Let's just come over with my camera and see what's going on. Yeah, there's the yellow dots, partial. So that's an elevation thing, you guys. They paint it on, but the actual taxiway has uneven elevation, and so it's partially under the pavement. That's the problem with sim objects, right? It's a wonder our planes actually roll smoothly enough. Interestingly, my dot still looks pretty decent. Here's what mine looks like. Well, it's still got a bit of a chop off, but it's not fragmented like yours. Yeah.
And I painted on that yellow one a long time Tuesday night, remember?
You were there. Your plane was right there painting that thing. It took you a while.
you have to stop walking in the wet paint, Mike.
That's it. Footprints everywhere.
I think a plane came by or a snowplow, right? Oh, yeah, it's Florida.
Snowplow?
Well, you never know. If the weather keeps going the way it is, we might have snow here in Florida. It's ridiculous. We got to cover the plants tonight. Frost warning.
Wow.
In Florida. Central Florida, anyway. Oh, here comes a plane. I see a shadow. Oh, that was Kiwi Craig. He just did a complete flyover. Okay, then. Now, other news. Well, is there any other news? Yeah. Pretty amazing what Say Intentions has done, you guys. They're that agile that they can make things happen so fast like that. Look at all the planes. That's all Say Intention scenery stuff. Oh, Mike's coming back in. So Dr. No Thumb's over by the green one. I'll come up here to the yellow one. And wherever he goes, we're on it. So it's good to be on an angle like this so we can see both wheels, you guys. If you stay straight on, you would think that this would be the way to watch right there. But you don't see both wheels. One wheel could be off. So you got to kind of be on an angle for anybody who's going to help us with this, just to see both wheels. All right, let's see what's happening on Dr. No Thumb, because he'll see them first wherever they land. And that's all we'll be doing tonight, you guys. We did some news. We gave you an update on Flight Sim Association sessions that are coming up. We gave you an update on Super Ty told us about the Any Builds 350, do I remember the name properly?
Yep. Yep.
Something I would never fly, but that's something that a lot of people are anticipating or looking for and can't wait. And then we talked about this event, of course, right? Which is coming up on Saturday. So remember, if you're going to go for the free client, you guys, then you want to go and pick it up tomorrow night. And that way it's 24 hours valid, and you'll see your dots from tomorrow right on in. I got someone coming in. He's going in. There he is. Right over
overshot
top.
it.
Yep. Overshot it. And we've got, on my screen, we've got, this guy says, I can find the dot for you. Now, this is an AI generated, but this is exactly what will happen even during the event, you guys. We've got Amazon, which is their big factory right here. Their big warehouses here, huge. And during the Sun and Fun event, we still got to let them take off and land. We got 4 flights coming in and out every day. And so we have to pause the air show when they need to go. So, you know, good advertising for them. They got 200,000 people that will see Amazon's great big planes taking off and coming back. So let's talk about good advertising for them.
Hey, Charlie. No, we were talking, Flight Sim Association is doing a presentation on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, and Howard is moderating about what people thought and what actually happened for 2024.
The same group that was there before the release of 24, Two-Tone Murphy hosted that one, and they predicted what they were looking for and what they expect to happen and all of that. And now we're doing a follow-up. Like, now that it's out and that's been running, what do you think? Right? So, yeah. It might be, Charlie, yeah. And then you're saying, am I presenting at Flight Sim Expo? I've already put in my speakers' suggestions. Flight Sim Expo will put out a survey to all registered participants. If you guys vote for my sessions, then they will become sessions, right? If I don't get enough votes, that's the way it is. And good for him. That's the way to do it, you guys. If my topics are not of interest, why have them, right? So I hope I'm presenting again this year. It's a lot of fun. And there's certainly a lot of topics that can be presented. But we'll see how it goes, you guys. If I get enough votes, then I'll be presenting this year again. And this time I'll keep it shorter. Last year I was told
just don't get stuck after Microsoft.
Right. Last year, I was waiting forever in the back room. They call it the green room, where the presenters wait. And I'm waiting for Microsoft to finish. They went long, and longer. And I remember Evan contacting me in the back room and saying, "Are you okay with them going longer?" Well, I'm not going to stop Microsoft, and everybody's there to see Microsoft, so it's not my say. So I said, no problem. I'll just go on whenever they're done. And he said, take your time afterwards. You're the last one of the day. Take your time. So he said, take your time. And I elaborated more. I worked more with the crowd, and I gave out stuff, and we talked about things. And next thing you know, the staff that manned the camera that's doing the live stream, that was it. They're done. And so like,
Evan came up and said,
boom.
we're gonna have to you're gonna have to wrap it up. And he said, okay, I'll get right to it. And as he's saying that, they went click.
Yeah, they went click, and that was it. It was done. It was like, okay then. So I'll stick to my timelines this time, you guys. So whatever time I'm on in the day, if I'm presenting, then I'll certainly stick to my timelines. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Flight Sim Expo, you guys. If you haven't registered, come along. This is where you get to meet all your favorite streamers, and you get to hang out with developers, and you get to see not just Microsoft Flight Simulator stuff. You'll certainly see X-Plane stuff there also. They had a small stage where they did presentations. And you get to see the developer himself. He'll be there in person if you want to see that too. I see something coming up, and then we're going to wrap it up for today, you guys.
Mike coming in again.
Mike's coming in. He's giving us the entertainment for tonight. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh, boom.
I thought you were going to have it, and then you leveled off.
Too.
It was looking so good, so good, so good, so good.
Zach, how you doing?
Zach, I haven't been. It's been so cold, man. I know the air's better when you're flying in cold air, but how are you taking it? I guess that's what you do for a living. You gotta fly. But and then here, it's starting to warm up. I'm thinking, oh, good. I'm gonna go see Zach. We're gonna go do a flight, and now it's cold again. But anyway, this should clear up after a few days. But I have company right now here in Florida, so I'm not going flying yet. But Zach, I'm going to contact you probably in a week and a half, maybe at the latest. and hopefully we can do something, right? We'll hook up and do something. So you guys, Zach is a CFI, who is out of Sun State Aviation at KISM right here, the airport code right here in Kissimmee, Florida. And he's the one who took Jane and I up for her discovery flight years ago when it was 2020, and Jane wanted to experience that, and she couldn't have picked a better instructor for that, you guys. I've been working in IT and as a qualified teacher and instructor. My teaching certificates from Harvard, my other teaching credentials are from Microsoft and CompTIA and all those places. And I've been teaching teachers how to deliver properly. I've even taught CFIs how to teach better. I don't teach them the knowledge and the skill. They know a lot more than me, but they didn't have great teaching skills, and I've helped them over the years. Well, I met Zach. I knew right away in my normal assessments of teachers, he's good. He's really good. And, maybe he's getting a bit embarrassed because he's on stream right now, but he has all the qualities, and he made Jane feel right at home. She was relaxed. She had a real instructor beside her, and she had her virtual instructor, me, in the back seat. So she had a right to be nervous, but she still pulled it off. And Zach assessed what she could do and how far she could go and let her do that, which is a really good quality of an instructor, and made her feel at ease. So awesome. If you're ever in the Kissimmee area, you want to go for a discovery flight, or if you move in this area and you want to take flight lessons, he's your man, you guys, honestly. And I don't have to say that, but he's awesome. Here comes Kiwi Craig. I think he's going to just roll right past it so both wheels touch.
Yeah, he was already on the ground, so.
That was good. See, if you want to be on the dot, you guys, have both wheels touch. So, Zach, we are at Lakeland, KLAL. You've been in there a few times yourself. We are at the dots, which is going to happen during Sun and Fun. I'll be working Sun and Fun. I'll be on Taxiway Foxtrot. I've got a team there that I manage. And I'm also helping with the volunteer training this year. But we're just doing our Sun and Fun landing challenge. So we're actually doing the Lake Parker approach, the Rock Your Wings over Lake Parker, and talking to the North Tower, who will tell us which dot to land on. We're doing that this Saturday at noon Eastern, which is the same time zone you're in, right? Hearing a Canadian complain about how cold it is in Florida just seems wrong. You guys, me and my golfing group, we were all bundled up. I've still got, actually literally still got 2 layers on right now. And it's hard to golf in the cold. All your joints are screaming, especially at our ages. And, we were really complaining. It's like, it's just too cold to golf. I know, you guys, most of you can't even go golfing right now where you live. This is Golf Central, you guys. This is Central Florida. All the golf courses are here. Within a 25-mile radius, there could be 100 of them. So this is Golf Central.
Well, I'll put it this way, Howard. The snow in Halifax has got about a half an inch of ice on top of it from the freezing rain and whatnot.
I would just get out my skates.
Montreal is planning on having 8 days to get rid of the snow they had from the 2 snowstorms last week. And Toronto is saying it's going to take them 3 weeks to get rid of it.
3 weeks, and they're using dump trucks to get rid of it. Look at that.
Yep.
EGA, whoever that is, just went rolling right past the dot. There's Dr. No Thumb's screen. He's watching Kiwi Craig come in. I think he's heading to the green dot. Yep. Oh, look at this. This is looking good. A few feet above. Oh, he's actually taxiing. But he'll probably lift off and then down and touch. See, that's how you do it. His main wheels were on the dot.
Yeah, but if he lifts off and touches, then that's just a really big bounce.
Yeah, that's true, right? And then now he went past my screen on yellow, right? There are people who winter golf around here. Pretty sure they use colored balls. Yep, there's you can buy red and orange balls. Which show up really well in the snow. Yep.
One of the guys I used to work with, he actually had a streak, I think, of 3 years where he managed to golf at least once every month.
Oh, Manx says upcoming events. Right. Yeah. Right. Upcoming events. Look at this. This is on our website. This is on the website. Look at this. This guy's awesome. Awesome. And upcoming events right here. And there'll be more showing up here too, you guys. So he's doing some work, you guys. He's actually been working really hard at making my website current and better. And let me tell you, I'm very impressed. And couldn't have picked a better person to come and work on my website because it was stale. I mean, I work on making lessons and I work on making streams happen. And I didn't have time to go play on a website. And it was stale. It was like same old website. Why would I go there? So he's making this thing current and interesting. And it's just going to get better, you guys, as we go along. So thanks for that link and the reminder. Yep. Yeah, Heis, it's true. Anybody who does STOL competitions should be able to come in and plop anything down that they're used to flying. One thing that I could fly and actually show you this would be the CH-701. I've flown that in real life. The CH-701 is a STOL home built from Zenith Aircraft. And I've dropped, look at this on the yellow dot. Ooh, just missed it, Mike. And I've dropped that thing onto landing competitions easily. And it's a STOL plane for sure. And I should have probably used that one tonight to do the demonstration, but I wasn't prepared. But anyway, it's okay. 21 degrees Fahrenheit today. Grilling weather, Ace of Spades says. Grilling weather. Get out there and grill. It's only 21 Fahrenheit. Ew, that's chilly. Chilly, man. That's below freezing. Yeah. There. Someone just landed on green. Kiwi Craig landed on green.
12, so minus 6. That's not bad.
That was great. You guys, we actually saw one happen. Kiwi Craig landed on green. Mike, the pressure's on. Mike's on downwind for green. Downwind for green. Mike Audio, rock your wings. He's rocking his wings. Look at that, you guys. Look at that. That's how you do it. He says, don't distract me, Howard. I'm trying to focus. Yeah. Grill, baby, grill. Yeah. Here he comes. He's turning on base. He's coming in for green. And that'll be it for tonight, you guys. Kiwi's already done it. Mike's about to do it. No pressure at all, my friend. And that'll be it for tonight. And we'll finish this session, right? 30 degrees only, please, Heis says. Well, when he says 21, that's Fahrenheit, you guys. That's below freezing. 30 degrees in Celsius is hot. Hot. And we had 31 just a few days ago. Here. Hot. It was too hot to play pickleball. Today's too cold to play golf. It's like, what is going on with the weather?
Yeah. Wombi, this is actually stock scenery for KLAL with 2 dots injected by Say Intentions.
And all the aircraft, too.
And and all the aircraft.
That's dynamically injected. We start up Say Intentions first.
Oh, yeah. Heisenberg saying he's talking about bank angle only.
Oh, 30 degrees only, please. Oh, we were talking temperature. It's like, oh my God. I need to have my dinner. And 30 degrees only. Okay, yeah, I agree.
My limit's about 21. Anything above that's just, I'm sorry, I'm not doing anything in that. Stream is ending. Yeah, efficiency, just a couple of minutes, probably. Just waiting for Mike to make his approach and see if he can find the dot.
I don't typically do long distance streams, you guys. I mean, I give everybody a break. Pretty much the same kind of length of the stream is typically the length of a movie. If you sit in a movie theater for 2.5 hours, then that's great, right? We've done 3, we've done 3.5. At one point even, I think during the launch day of 24. What was it, Super? You know the exact numbers. Could have been a 6-hour stream, right? Why the dots were objects instead of painted. That makes sense now, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, how can you tell, Wobby? Because the guy's the legendary programmer. He knows they're actually, not painted. Mike did it.
Oh,
hey. Did you?
No. Was
it
it a bounce? Oh, it was a bounce. I see it on his screen. Yeah. On my screen, I couldn't see the bounce afterwards. It came and hit the actual yellow dot. That was cool, right? Super Ty says 9 hours. I did a 9-hour stream. Wow, what's wrong with me? Okay, who's this? Who's this coming in beautifully? And
Kiwi Craig.
Just before the dot he landed, yeah. See how hard it is, you guys? This is not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than you think. I mean, it's not harder than you think.
As was mentioned in chat, those who do stall landings all the time, the idea of a stall landing is you put your wheels down after the line and stop as soon as possible. Here we don't have to stop. We have to put the wheels down on the dot. So just to remind you before we go, I just want to give you the rules again so you guys get an idea of the rules. Don't forget that each of the registrants, I'm going to be sending you out the PDF of the NOTAM, which has the rules in it. Let me just open it up again, or do I even have it open anywhere? Yeah, probably over here. Yep, here's the rules. Put that up on my screen while we're not watching somebody land here. Oh, you're not on my screen. Here we go. So scoring and approach. The whole idea, though, 2 wheels on the dot gives you 5 points. You get 3 attempts. Throw away your bad one. You keep your 2 best scores. All right? Your 2 best scores could be 5 points each. And also, you'll get 2 points for each Lake Parker approach and 1 point for following the approach speed correctly. So there's another 3 right there. You're going to do 2 of those. So that gives you 6. You could have 10. 2 good ones is 10, and 2 good ones here will be another 6, and that'll give you 16. All right, that's a perfect score right there. And so that's the idea behind it. If you do get 1 wheel touching the dot, you'll still get some points, which could mean the difference between winning and losing if nobody gets perfect scores, right? 1 point for touching the dot, but you bounced. You still get a point if you bounce, because you did it. You actually nailed it, right? So a lot of people will be getting 1. That's easier to do. You see the dot, you head for it, you bounce. You know, you don't care about the fixed gear braking, you know. That's only in career mode. Now you got to go repair your plane. All right, let's go back to Dr. Notham. He's probably got them coming in. We'll see this one last landing from Mike. I think Kiwi Craig's not on the horizon there, so we'll see his landing. I think Kiwi's now parked. So we'll just see this landing, and then we'll finish the stream, you guys. But thanks for tuning in. Those of you on YouTube who tuned in, appreciate it. And those of you in Twitch, my community, for some of you years at a time, been with me for so long. But you guys, a big applause to Say Intentions for making this happen in such a short time. And like they do, you know, I mean, it's just amazing the innovation they come up with. Dynamic dots and scenery as you fly. And in the future, as they refine this, they'll be able to put it, even now, they could put it on any airport. And later on, we can pick that airport. But for now, these are the airports we know that have dots. Here he comes. Mike's doing it. No pressure, Mike. Are you sweating it? So shut up, Howard. Shut up, Howard.
Yeah, I got the door open now.
Shut up, Howard. He's got the door open. And he's going to overshoot it. Go for yellow. You were planning on yellow anyway, right?
Yeah, that's the only one I have because I don't have green right now.
Okay. He's going for yellow. He's going for yellow, you guys. Going for yellow. I got yellow on my screen. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah.
Whoa.
Look at him go by.
So close.
Doing.
Consistently right past
boing,
it. So
boing, boing. Now I know where they got the name. Boing, boing. Yeah, you're right, Charlie. Doesn't look easy either. Yeah. Well, guys, that's been a blast, and we spent a bit of time just talking about the event again, which is great. Don't forget, if you are a participant, you will be getting this NOTAM presentation. You'll be getting the NOTAM document, which is complete in its entirety, the real thing that they use. But you're also getting this presentation, which gives you just the stuff you need to know about. Don't forget that Pilot Edge is doing something similar, which is going to be talked about on March 1st on the Flight Sim Association channel. But March 8th to 9th, Pilot Edge's real air traffic controllers, most of them are retired or trained as real air traffic controllers, and they are actually coming over to KLAL in X-Plane, FSF, MSFS 2020, MSFS 2024. You think about it, Andrew, maybe even P3D, I think.
Probably. Usually is.
Usually is. And they have their special scenery for each of those platforms, and they have live controllers on those 2 dates. It's something to tune into even if you're not registered to do it. You can use their free tool also, which they've been doing for a few years now. We've participated in that for many years, and now this is their first year to do this at Sun and Fun. They always do the Oshkosh one. Now, they aren't normally in this region of the world. They aren't at Oshkosh, and they aren't in Florida at any other time of the year. They're always on the West Coast. That's where they live. That's where they have their times. But they're going to be doing their special event on 8th to 9th, and I wanted to make sure our competition was done before that. This is good practice. You could then register for their event and go and do it. They're not going to have you land on a dot or touch the dot. They want you to land on or after. It's a threshold in real life to do sequencing so they can put more than one plane on the runway at the same time. And that's what that's all about. And you don't talk to them unless they ask you a question. They ask you, they name your plane, they ask you to rock your wings, and that's what's going to happen. The rock is your acknowledgement. And they'll tell you where you're going to land and what you're going to do. Pretty cool stuff, you guys. So those who are registered, I expect to send out this presentation tonight. And I think you already have the link to the NOTAM, but I'll make sure there's a link for that also in the message I send out tonight to all of you who are registered. And for those who need to register, let's give you something for that. And then we'll close her down. Something for that. What have I got? There we go. There's your registration barcode behind me there. And we can also type in registration. Registration. I think I typed it right. There you go. You can click that and register for the event, you guys. Hopefully, a bunch of you will jump in. Doesn't matter your skill level. It's just fun to try. Each of you will get a participation certificate just for trying and registering. And then those who win will be getting a first, second, and third. And we'll be giving away, I'm already got this lined up. I'll be giving away some cheat sheets for ATC phraseology from Say Intentions. And we'll see what else we can do. All right, you guys, it's been a blast. Andrew, any last thoughts before we close her down and go to credits?
There's an update for Navigraph Hub for the AirAC cycle,
There we go. That's good to know.
which means there's probably going to be an update for the sim tomorrow for that.
Cool. And as a lot of you know, Sim Update 1 could be released any day. I don't think they even gave us a new date. So you never know. You'll start up your sim and we need an update. Let's hope it works. Honestly. Andrew, thanks a lot for being there. Dr. Notham, I appreciate your video shots always. You just add so much to the stream. I really appreciate it. And moderators, thanks for keeping it clean and keeping us flowing and keeping up with the links. We really appreciate that also, honestly. That's a labor of love from a lot of us, you guys, to make this happen. And thanks for tuning in, you guys, because without the crowd, why would we do this? Sharing aviation, the thing that we love. We'll see you again soon, and the next session will be our group fly Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, and then noon we start this event. Going to be fun. That's all in Eastern time. See you then, everybody. Take care.
Night, everybody.